Hello, everyone. Hola, amigas. I'm your host, Leanne Alfaro, and I see that everyone is chiming in the chat, dropping where they're from. It is such a pleasure to be with you all today. I'm going to kick us right off and say, hola, amigas. Welcome to the third annual Amigas in Wealth Virtual Summit, presented by We All Grow Latina and JP Morgan Wealth Management. My name again is Leanne Alfaro. I'm the founder and host of Moneda Moves, a podcast and platform calling out and covering entrepreneurial Latinos, money, and cultura. I'm honored to be your host today for today's virtual event. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar with the We All Grow community, it is the most prominent lifestyle community serving Latina creators, change makers, entrepreneurs, and go-getters with a mission to elevate voices and stories of Latinas, as well as Femme Latinas through the power of community. And that mission statement definitely resonates as a journalist and storyteller myself. Now, building wealth is a potential path that is open to each and every one of us. That's you, me, your amiga, prima, and todas. It doesn't matter what we've learned and we haven't learned, or even where we are right now, but I will share what does matter. It's that whether you're starting your journey just now or reaffirming your commitment to financial growth, we see you because we see us in you. And we're immensely proud of your dedication to showing up, ready to learn in community. And that's because we're capable, we're worthy, and we're deserving of financial abundance. Today, I'm honored to introduce you to our keynote speaker, Janice Torres. Janice is an award-winning Latina money expert and the author of Financially Lit, the Modern Latina's Guide to Level Up Your Dinero and Become Financially Poderosa. As an avid money nerd and self-taught personal finance educator, she began to notice a gap in the conversation around money. And inspired by the J.Lo and Cardi B song in 2019, Dinero, she decided to start teaching marginalized communities on topics like entrepreneurship, investing, and financial independence through her 5-time award-winning personal finance podcast and platform, Yo Quiero Dinero. Shout out to Janice for having me on last year, by the way. What a fantastic pod. Janice, welcome to our virtual classroom. The stage is now yours.
Thank you so much for that introduction. Thank you so much to JP Morgan Wealth Management for hosting this incredible event, along with We All Grow Latina. I am so honored to be here as your keynote speaker, and we're going to talk about something that's really, really important to me because at the foundation of what I do as a personal finance educator, I am here to not only show you how to build wealth, but also help you believe that you can. And I think when we think about the foundation of what it means to be wealthy, it does not start by opening up a bank account. It does not start by opening an investing account. It starts by believing that you are worthy of actually accomplishing what you want to accomplish. And so we're going to talk about how we can actually channel the abundance mindset so that we can set the mindset foundation that we need in order to make all of our financial goals realistic. Okay, so we're going to be talking about how to cultivate abundance with intention and confidence. And just a little bit about me in case you haven't met me and this is the first time. It's an honor to be here. I am an award-winning Latina personal finance podcaster and the author of the new book, Financially Lit, the Modern Latina's Guide to Level Up Your Dinero and Become Financially Poderosa. So first and foremost, I want you to understand that it is your birthright to live in abundance. Each of us comes into this world with immense potential and the inherent ability to create a life of abundance. The fundamental truth is often overshadowed by societal pressures and limiting beliefs, but just remember that you are not meant to live in lack, but actually in a state of abundance. And when you learn to accept this truth, this is the first step towards living a more fulfilling life. Now, intention is the foundation upon which abundance is built. It's the conscious decision that you take in order to direct your energy, your focus, and your actions towards a specific outcome. When we set clear intentions, we create a roadmap for our lives. Consider this. Think about the difference between a traveler who is wandering the world and one that has a map. The former may experience random adventures, but the latter actually reaches their destination with purpose and efficiency. Setting intentions is like creating that map. It provides direction and clarity and allows us to channel our resources effectively. You want to be specific with what you want, right? Because vague goals lead to vague results. So instead of saying something like, I want to be successful, define what that success looks like for you. Believe in your abilities to achieve your goals. Your mindset will either propel you forward or will hold you back. Commit to your intentions wholeheartedly. This means taking consistent action and being resilient in the face of setbacks. I like to visualize my goals as if they've already been achieved. And this mental rehearsal helps me strengthen my belief and commitment around what I'm actually trying to accomplish. I want to show you a little bit of wheel of intentionality. So this circle of abundance, I love visual graphics when I'm trying to understand a concept. And so when we think about abundance, it's not just one thing. The first thing you have to do is commit to your intentions wholeheartedly. This means taking consistent action and being resilient in the face of setbacks. This is step one. You want to rehearse and visualize those goals and make sure that you have the ability to believe that you've already achieved these. You have to honor and take responsibility for where you are now. It's only when you do this that you can take the action that is required. If you blame others and you give away your power, then you're working from the outside in and nothing can change with you. You have to ensure that your intention for abundance is aligned with what your subconscious values are. Well, how do you know? Well, it should light you up. Personally, I have big dreams to grow my business, but one of the values that I have is family time. And subconsciously for a long time, I thought that growing my business would mean less time with my family. That thinking slowed me down until I realized this limiting belief, and I was able to put infrastructures and support in place to make sure that the company growth would not mean even less time with my family. You have to have the courage to go deep, to create empowered belief systems and also dissolve limiting ones. It requires courage because your belief systems, which may be ancestral and designed to keep you safe, are tough to recognize on your own. To take a leap of faith requires courage and letting go of unreasonable fears. You have to actively choose your path. Recognize that every moment you're choosing to stay stuck or move forward towards abundance. You want to ask yourself, will this choice that I make today take me closer to abundance or not? You have to have a very clear vision of where that abundance is for you. So clear that you can feel it with every fiber of your being. If you need $10,000 of income a month,
Janice's feed might be frozen for a second. So in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and take over on host duties while we get that resolved. And hopefully we can get Janice right back and talk about the visualization here, which I personally had the pleasure to see Janice live last week in Chicago. And this is one of the things that I really appreciate that she's talking about now, but also ties into a thread that she mentioned last week during a book showing about abundance and where it shows up in life. Not only showing up in your investments and in your money, but also across different facets of life. So I see some comments coming in the chat, but I encourage you to also think about like where abundance shows up in life. It's a message that definitely stuck with me, and something that I'm definitely thinking about as I make investments in personal growth across different facets of life, investing in family and in the future.
Hi, everyone. I'm back.
Thank you, Janice. I'm so glad you're back. But we see you were talking about your visualization.
Yes.
And the wheel of abundance.
Absolutely. Sorry about that. There's a little bit of storms here. So, that's what happens when you have internet connections. All right. So like I was saying, on top of having the vision for what you want in the future, it's important to be at peace with who you are and where you are right now, right? Because this whole wealth building journey is a marathon. It is not a sprint. You want to have a life of ease and grace for yourself. But the truth is that many people that have lots of money don't have a peaceful life and don't have ease in their lives. So if you have riches but no peace, you will feel anything but abundant. And most importantly, you have to be open to receive with gratitude and know that there is enough. This means checking in on all of these different areas of the wheel. If there's an area that needs attention, give it attention. You have to nurture your way to wealth. Now, we've talked about the intentionality. Now let's talk about the confidence, right? Confidence is the fuel that powers our journey towards abundance. Without it, even the most well-laid plans can falter. Confidence is not about knowing everything, and it is never not making mistakes, okay? It is about trusting in your ability to learn, to adapt, and to overcome challenges. Understand your strengths and weaknesses and embrace them both. Seek to improve continually. This is why I wrote my book, because this is even me as a financial educator, I'm always still learning, and I want you to have that mentality of being a forever student. Replacing negative self-talk with positive affirmations and reminding yourself daily of your worth and potential can go a really long way. The truth is that confidence grows through actions, and every step that you take, no matter how small, builds momentum and reinforces your belief in yourself. Instead of viewing failures as failures, view them as opportunities. Each failure is a stepping stone on the path to success. An abundant mindset is the belief that there are enough resources and opportunities for everyone. It is the complete opposite of the scarcity mindset, which views life as a zero-sum game. Practice gratitude daily. Focus on what you have instead of what you lack, which is really a lot easier than it sounds. But the truth is that gratitude opens your eyes to the abundance that is already present in our lives. Share your time, knowledge, and resources with others. The more that you give, the more that you receive. In this room, we are collaborating, and these opportunities are a great way for us to remind ourselves we're not in competition. In fact, we can actually grow more when we are achieving together. And stay curious and open to new experiences, because learning expands your horizons and reveals new possibilities. Remember that abundance is not a destination, but it is a journey, and it is cultivated through intentional actions and living confidently. By aligning your intentions with your actions and maintaining a mindset of abundance, you can transform your life and the lives of those around you. Embrace your birthright of abundance with intention and confidence, and watch your life flourish in ways that you never thought possible. Now, I want to know from you in the chat, what does an abundant life look and feel like for you? So as I read over your answers, just want to leave you with a couple of key tips. Make sure that you're setting clear, intentional goals for why you want to achieve wealth. Believe in your ability to achieve them. Take consistent, confident action, and embrace an abundance mindset. I love it. Health, freedom, decision-making, feeling financially secure. Yeah, you guys are very clear on why you want to achieve this. And I think that's where the foundation of this whole journey starts. When you have that clear vision, everything else falls into place. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Janice, for that keynote. Definitely going to take those key tips back of setting clear intentional goals and running through that list and reflecting.